In villages where screens were rare, cricket was just a distant sound. So we brought the game everyone loves from Miami to Denver and beyond, made it possible, cheers, dreams, and cricket under the open sky. They say the rainy season is quite pleasant. Greenery everywhere and the heartwarming scent of wet soil, everything seems to double in beauty. No matter where you go, it feels like the rain is following you. But what if, besides the rain, someone else is following you too? This is the story of 24-year-old Victor. Victor had come from Denver to Miami for work. Though he wasn't particularly fond of Miami's fast-paced life, he was passionate about his job. To take his career to the next level, he had moved to Miami for a short time. Victor often left his office late, sometimes so late that he was the last person to leave the building. One such night, Victor was still at the office until 11 p.m. He packed his things and stepped out of the building, only to see that it was pouring heavily. He couldn't find an auto rickshaw or a cab. Standing in a corner, trying to shield himself from the rain, Victor suddenly noticed that the raindrops stopped falling on his head. He looked up and saw an umbrella above him, held by a man standing next to him. Victor smiled and thanked the man, but the man didn't respond. He just stood there silently. Victor tried to make conversation again, saying, "Thank you so much. People like you are rare." After a few seconds of silence, the man finally spoke. "What's it to me? I'm just a wanderer. Yesterday I met someone else, today it's you, and tomorrow I'll meet another." Victor found the man's words strange, thinking he might be drunk. He quickly stepped out from under the umbrella and started walking along the road, hoping to find a ride ahead. But the rain showed no signs of stopping. As Victor walked, his footsteps made a splashing sound. After a short distance, he noticed another sound like someone else's footsteps following his. He turned around, but no one was there. Miami was a new city for Victor, and he wasn't familiar with its roads. Thankfully, his apartment was close to the office, so he managed to walk home. That night, his roommate wasn't at the apartment. He had gone to his hometown for a few days. Victor usually fell asleep right after returning from the office, but this day was different. Lying in bed, he couldn't sleep no matter how hard he tried. His apartment was on the 6th floor, and the strong wind and rain outside made the window in his room rattle loudly. Thunder roared in the sky, making it feel like a cloud could burst at any moment. The entire atmosphere felt eerie and terrifying. After several failed attempts to sleep, Victor got up to get water from the kitchen. As he placed his feet on the floor, he froze. The floor was wet. Upon closer inspection, he realized that the window was slightly open, letting water into the room. He rushed to close it, but as he did, he saw a hand on the glass. Seeing a hand on a 6th-floor window made Victor scream. Terrified, he climbed back into bed, and the hand vanished before his eyes. Victor was now completely confused. Before he could do anything, the apartment's lights went out. He grabbed his phone to call a friend in Miami, but despite being plugged in, his phone was completely dead. His fear intensified. Suddenly, a loud crash came from the kitchen, like glass breaking. Victor went to check and found a broken glass bottle on the floor. Looking around, he saw a black cat in the kitchen. He assumed the cat must have knocked over the bottle, which calmed him slightly. He reassured himself that being alone on such a stormy night was making him see things. He cleaned up the glass and headed back to his room, unaware of what was about to happen. As Victor returned to his room, his heart stopped. In the corner stood the same man who had held the umbrella outside his office. The man stood silently, water dripping from his entire body. When lightning flashed, Victor saw the man's skin. It was completely blue. Victor was paralyzed with fear, unable to speak. Then the man broke his silence and said, "I just wanted to help, but why did this happen to me?" Before Victor could respond, a loud thunderclap echoed, and the man suddenly appeared much closer. His face was terrifying. His body began to swell as if something was inflating inside him. Suddenly, water started filling the room surrounding Victor. Before he could react, he was drowning, struggling to breathe as the water engulfed him. The next morning, when Victor's roommate returned, he found Victor collapsed on the floor. As he tried to lift him, a large amount of water poured out of Victor's mouth, as if he'd been pulled from the ocean. When Victor regained consciousness, he told his roommate everything. While he was drowning, he had a vision, as if he were seeing the man's life. In the vision, on a similarly rainy night, the man was leaving his office looking for a ride. The rain was so heavy that water had flooded the streets. As he stood under his office building, a woman approached. A car arrived to pick her up, but as she got in, the man noticed her scarf was caught in the door. Trying to warn her, he ran after the car, but his foot fell into a deep pothole. The pothole was so deep that he started drowning, and before anyone could save him, his lungs filled with water, and he died. When Victor asked people near his office about the incident, he learned that a few years ago, a thin old man had died in a pothole during heavy rain. Hearing this, Victor's heart sank. The man he met last night was indeed the spirit of that old man. The very next day, Victor booked a flight and returned to his hometown, Denver. He never saw that man again, but even today, whenever it rains heavily, Victor trembles with fear. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.